barely a week after the Ministry of Agriculture gazetted the importation of at least 1.5 million tons of maize and rice duty-free. Rice farmers in Mwea, Kirinyaga County have protested the move, saying they have enough stock to feed the country until the next harvest in 2023. According to the farmers, the duty-free rice will damage the market for their produce as it is likely to be cheaper. The farmers saying high production costs mean they would have to sell at a loss to compete. As Emily Chebet reports, the farmers want the government to purchase their produce before any importation of similar products.
Rice farmers in Mwea have protested the government's recent nod to rice imports, saying they are experiencing a bumper harvest.
So far as they are continuing, they have brought this to the Mwea Rice Growers Multipurpose Cooperative Society about 400,000 tons, and we are expecting more rice to come.
The farmers have decried the looming entry to duty-free rice, saying it will seriously reduce market for their produce and force them to sell at a loss given the high cost of production in the country.
Kwenda kununulia Mpakistani mchere si kusaidia hasura, ni kuua hasura. Tumelima na gharama ya juu sana, fertilizer ilikuwa juu, kila kitu juu. Halafu mtuletee mchere ya nje yenye hao wamesaidiwa na serikali yao kulima, wamepewa mafertilizer, wamepewa nini, na sisi hapa ni kuhazo, hiyo ni kutumaliza.
Crop Development Principal Secretary Kelo Harsama okayed the importation of duty-free maize and rice in a Gazette notice on Thursday, 2 days after President William Ruto announced plans to import produce between February and August next year. The notice that gave millers who are interested in importing the produce 15 days to submit their documents indicated that 600,000 metric tons of rice and 900,000 metric tons of maize will be coming into the country to bridge the deficit. Kirinyaga Senator James Kamau Murango has written to the National Cereals and Produce Board asking them to mobilize funds through Strategic Food Reserve Trust Fund and buy rice through Mwea NCPB depot, saying farmers are experiencing a bumper harvest. In the letter dated 29th November 2022, Murango says, and I quote, "Pursuant to legal notice number 15 of the 2015, Strategic Food Reserve includes rice. Currently in Mwea Irrigation Scheme, farmers are experiencing a bumper harvest for 2022-2023 cropping season. Consequently, middlemen have flooded the scheme with a singular intention of exposing farmers through exploitative paddy rice prices. This risks exposing farmers to financial loss, which is against the Kenya Kwanza government commitment to making agriculture a profitable investment." End of quote. Murango also wrote to the Kenyan National Trading Corporation seeking information on plans to buy rice from farmers in the region as directed by President Uhuru Kenyatta in February 2020. In his letter, Murango said, and I quote, "On February 1st, 2020, during a visit to Kirinyaga County, the then president issued a presidential directive requiring government through your corporation to buy paddy rice for Mwea Irrigation Scheme farmers at a cost of 85 shillings for consumption by government institutions such as prisons, military, Kenya Police, educational institutions, among others. Subsequently, a rice buying fund worth 600 million Kenya shillings was established." End of quote.
Badani serikali ilikuwa inatoa na ilikuwa inafanya hivyo, inanua mchere, inauzia parastatos, yenyewe walikuwa wanafanya hivyo, lakini Laudi hatuoni.
Hence, I would ask the government sincerely to consider the rice farmer in Mwea and also everywhere before they think of any importation.
According to Ndege, apart from the 400,000 tons in their stores, they are hoping to harvest over 600,000 tons more in February, and by close of the season, the farmers say they will have close to 1 million tons. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV, Nairobi.